don't know about you all, but I had a fantastic weekend this weekend, Bob.
Yeah, I kind of figured from the message that you left. It sounded great. What happened?
I'm I'm living life, man. 22 just hit me, I'm really uh I'm really in a good position, Just happy to be me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How was yours? So I'm in Southern California myself. My partner is in Northern California. He was down here for a um an event. It was a week-long event, and I had some family members here too, so we kept on missing each other, but we promised that we were going to see each other. So yesterday I finally got to see him. Had a nice lunch with him and his lovely wife, and had a great time. Went over business as always. It was great. It was great. A lot of things got done. So looking forward to implementation now.
There we go.
See if I turn this on. All right. Buttoned up and ready to go. Love it. How's everybody doing? Yolanda, I want to hear about that agent thing. What's going on with that? What did you need an agent for?
Some butter up. Good morning,
There
Yolanda.
we go.
Oh, hi, good morning. Can you guys hear me?
We can. How are you?
I am fantastic this morning. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm kind of like a connector too. And so somebody says they need something and I just get on it. So that's what
Yes.
happened. One of the guys I used to work with, he sent out a message. He was looking for an agent. And I was just on it because I knew a couple of people that were agents, but I didn't know if they covered that area. So I just need to make sure I got him what he was looking for.
I
And
see.
soon as
I see.
just I sent that message, somebody responded. So I was just sending it everywhere. But I like what you said, Bob, about why I needed it. And also when Matt asked if it was for a buyer or seller. So
Right.
next time I will get more clarification because I know the more information I have when I'm presenting it, the better somebody will be able to respond. So
Of
that's a
course.
learning lesson for me.
Okay, great. Well, I just want to make sure you're taken care of and that we answer the questions properly. So,
Oh, always. Are you kidding me? No,
good to hear. Good to hear. Now it's
thanks.
time to not only connect, but start to make some money on it too. So let's work on that one too, Yolanda.
Yes, sir. I'm getting to that. That's something that I really have to learn because I'm just used to helping, connecting, get people what they need, and so
Yeah.
monetizing is the next step. So thank you. I really appreciate that thought.
Yeah, it's funny. I like I said, I think I told you guys last week that I've started meditating again. And today's meditation divided people into four categories. And the category that I fell in, that Yolanda is in too, is the one that you always want to help others. You want to be a servant. You feel good that way. You're a nurturing kind of person. And your name is Faith. So our name is Faith. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Can you say market shift? I don't know. Market shift. Tried my best. Sub2 owners are offering to pay me to take their home. Wow. What if I put cash to you into the deal? Wow. Matt, that's awesome.
Care to explain what's going on here?
He doesn't want to join us anymore. He's being a
Oh, he's
brat.
done. Good morning,
Being a
Mr.
brat.
Rinse and Repeat.
Gotta call you out, Mr. Celsius. Come
Being a
on.
brat. I had no once Bob called me out, I had no choice. Mhm.
That's
Um,
phenomenal. Now they're paying you to take on their loan.
yeah, this is one that I reached out on before. It's a nice house in like a $500,000 house. He just rehabbed it. It's like a historic home. Talked to the listing agent probably 2, 3 weeks ago, and had a good conversation. But like the taxes are high for Louisiana. They're like almost 5 grand, and then the insurance on that place is high. I forget what she said, but it's like over 4 grand a year, I think, and probably gonna expect it to be go up. So at that point, it was a deal killer. And then I woke up and the actual owner texted me 3 weeks later and was like, "Hey, can we work something out?" And as you can see, he's like, "What if I put cash into the deal? So what if he pays me?" Which makes me think like obviously this guy's down bad, really bad, but makes me look at the numbers even harder because I was like, "All right, if you're willing to pay me something, I want to make sure I don't miss something on this.
Right.
I want to make sure that I don't get blinded by the offer, especially because in the listing it does say like they're willing to sell the furniture. So at this point, he's gonna pay me and leave the furniture. I don't even have to pay for it.
What's the motivation? Is he moving out of the country or what's going on?
I forget what it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, but yeah, he had already. And what's crazy is I think this guy is in the mortgage business to begin with, and so I think that was part of my initial like,
Ooh,
oh,
red
he's probably not.
flags.
Yeah, I was like, he's probably not going to be into this idea. Um, he's in the. I don't remember if he was in mortgage or not, but yeah, he's got some. He doesn't live there anymore. It was going to be. It was a project. They rehabbed it. They did everything, updated it to the historic. Looks really nice, but then I don't know, something happened and now he no longer lives there. I don't even think he lives in Louisiana anymore. So I think he's just trying to get it off his plate. Because again, it's the $500,000, it's 500 grand. So I mean, the monthly nut on it's probably decent for him. But
500 grand in Louisiana? Must be a mansion.
yeah, it's a big house,
Hmm.
a big house.
Is this the start of a new thing then, you think?
I don't. It's I'm telling you, it's really weird. Not weird, of course. It's kind of it makes sense to what we're seeing overall, but it's just funny how fast it happens, like literally 3 months ago, you got people that were so confident. No way, no this, no way. You guys are, and then all of a sudden, not even 3 months later, they're like, "Hey, what if I pay you to take my house?" And that's like, yeah, just. I'm glad that they come to the realization at some point, though. But it's
Is it a nice chunk that they're willing to pay you? Or
yeah,
just a
I
tiny
gotta
little
get
thing?
it. I gotta get into that conversation because that's like, yeah, how much are we? How much are we talking?
How much are you willing to give me to take your house from
Yeah, I
you?
mean, if we're doing that, then it's gotta make sense to me. 'Cause there's a reason why I didn't pursue it after that conversation with the listing agent. I can't remember what the numbers are now, but there was a reason why I didn't even go much farther than that. I was like, oh, and like the listing agent was almost talking me out of it as well.
Hmm.
She's like the insurance was the big thing because Louisiana, especially right there, like where this house is, it's only a few miles away from the Gulf of Mexico, so it's on the it's close to the water. So you got the insurance issue similar to Florida. So she's like, the insurance on this is X amount of dollars, and you need to expect that by next year it's going to be another increase of. She told me the number in Louisiana, like the average annual increase in insurance over the last like 3 to 5 years was something crazy. It was like 30% increases year over year for insurance.
Why? Why?
I think it's similar to Florida there in terms of a lot of insurance companies going bankrupt and pulling out of Louisiana, similar to Florida. And so she was giving me some interesting facts where like parts of Louisiana seem like those places where homeowners can easily go underwater, literally, um, and go bankrupt, lose their houses just from that alone from the insurance. And then all of a sudden the taxes increased as well because they're trying to like recover money from like natural disasters and things like that. So the property taxes increased. I guess they had a freeze on them maybe for a little bit, and then they opened back up again, and now they open back up super high because they're trying to recover money from all the stuff that's happened down there. But it's not really working because people are losing their house. Like it's a no win solution. You're raising taxes to get the money back, but if there's nobody there or capable of paying those taxes, it's kind of a lost. So I think a lot of that conversation, I was like, oh, none of this really sounds appealing to me. None of this makes me want to jump and buy this house.
Right?
I'm not
Yeah.
really familiar with that market to begin with, let alone let me risk it on, it's a nice looking house, but I don't know. That's why I
Now,
love
if
the
it was a
Midwest.
mobile house where you could move it somewhere
Yeah,
else,
let me move it. Yeah, let me move it 150 miles north of there to get out of any murky waters.
yeah.
I'm saying that's why I love the Midwest. There's not a large body of water within. Illinois was the only one right on Lake Michigan, but what's that? Nothing's gonna happen there.
A few tornadoes here and there, but
Yeah,
who's
we'll
counting?
take it. We got tornado warnings out here. We got the sirens.
Yeah.
They let you know ahead of time.
I'm not going to
But I think
jinx our state, so I'm not going to say anything about earthquakes.
we won't say the three word the big one.
Right? Yeah.
Do you guys even think about that stuff anymore? Like, is
No,
it even play? No, right? Like you're not
no,
even. Yeah,
no.
it's
I,
just
I I can't even remember the last time they played. Those emergencies that they have for practice.
yeah, like the
I don't even
FEMA.
remember the last one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's rare. I mean, we're known for earthquakes, but hardly ever happens. So yeah, it's great.
I'm terrified of tornadoes. Don't get me wrong; it's probably my largest fear is tornado. But something about an earthquake really scares me. I don't know why. I think it's because I can't see it. There's no like indication of it. There's no nothing.
Yeah, well, the scariest one for me was it happened like around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You're asleep, and then all of a sudden you have a water bed, and it's rolling because you're active.
Yeah.
That kind of motion, and you're like, "Oh, we're gonna die."
For like 2 minutes though, you're like still in your dream, and your dream is just changing because of like your body moving, and then all of a sudden you wake up. You're like,
No,
what is
no, no, no.
happening?
It was like someone shaking you like this.
Oh,
Yeah,
baby.
and rolling. That was a doozy. That was a doozy. That was a
Dude,
Magic Mountain ride.
screw
Yeah.
that. Screw that.
Yeah, but I mean, it happened like what, 18, 20 years ago? I can't even remember when it was.
That would give me PTSD. Um, Sebastian, quick question: when evaluating potential sub two deals, do mortgages lower than 20 years typically kill the deal? Obviously, it's a case by case thing, and it all depends on running the numbers, but it's typically a good indicator of a no deal. I don't. I mean, it depends. Obviously, most likely you're buying it to cash flow, so the lower the amortization, the higher the PITI. So, there's one right now I see floating around in the creative groups. My guy Ryan is trying to sell it. I think it's in San Antonio, and it's on a 15 year, so the PITI is high. But out of that payment, like $1,500 a month is going towards principal, so it's crazy. So I think it just depends on what your exit is on it, or what you can possibly do. I think those, if the numbers even remotely make sense, because you're paying so much to principal, it gives you a good cash out refinance opportunity in the future because you'll have that much more equity that much quicker. Where as soon as rates even get reasonable, you're going to have a lot more equity in that property than you would if you had a 30-year mortgage on it. So you might be able to pull out some equity tax free. Taylor, I did not have a chance. I will probably reach out to them this week, though. Hopefully, I'm working on some new pipeline people. Been in communication with somebody he owns his own brokerage in Texas, commercial brokerage, and we're talking about trying to create a creative fund to purchase creative deals. So not as big as a hedge fund, of course, but a creative fund that is solely purchasing creative deals.
Armin asks, wholesaling bigger and expensive properties are harder than small houses. Is that right? I initially said, not really. Depends on your buyers. And then I thought about it and I'm like, wait a second. If you're talking about like multi-million-dollar properties, eh? then the pool of buyers is going to be a lot less. So you just have to be careful of that. But again, it goes back to if you have the buyers, you just have to, acclimate yourself to the niche that you want to go after. He's busy counting his money.
Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are making the show shorter, more concise, and we'll be keeping these at 30 minutes. So definitely take advantage of this time. If you have any questions, any deals you want to walk through, any properties, maybe we can break something down for you. Utilize this time. I'll tell you about what I've got going on today. Today, I'm going to be working with the title company to get all of the title work completed for the New Mexico deal. All parties are still good. It's just we got to get all the finite details sorted. There's a warranty deed that was recorded earlier than it was signed earlier than it was recorded, and then there's two easements that need to be, I guess, redocumented. So I'm going to be, getting on the phone with the title company today, kind of figure out what does this process entail, what is it that they need from me to do, what do they need from the seller, what information do they need, and we'll be going from there. So I'm excited for that.
Cool.
Still need a buyer, Bob, for that Atlanta deal. I've been, putting it out there. I need someone to buy that one.
Atlanta?
Yes, the
I,
land in Atlanta.
I know we talked about it. I don't think I ever saw it. Where is it at?
Let
Do you
me
have the
drop.
information? I mean, is it in the vacant land channel?
I believe I may have posted it there. Let me go up in the chat to grab the link. How should I go about trying to get a lot under contract that we want to subdivide? That would be a question for the Land King, Mr. Jason Casco. He's the guy that's done subdivisions and that kind of stuff. I only have experience novating land.
John, are you trying to subdivide the land after you purchase it? Or is there a contingency or a condition on the purchase based on the subdivision and anything like that? If that's the case, Jason Casco is the person to talk to. If it's afterwards, then, you just put it under contract, buy it, and then subdivide it. But yeah, Jason's the man. Oh, that's right. MLK Drive.
That address alone, Bob, the 0 MLK Junior Drive, I feel like it's probably worth something. Like somebody wants that
Uh-huh.
address. Somebody with some money out there wants that address. I wish it could be me.
A vanity address. Okay. I've had vanity emails, vanity phone numbers, but not vanity addresses. Okay. Let me take a look at it. I'll send it to my guys and see what they say. I'll let you know. What are some tips on negotiating price for infill lots? John?
Negotiating
Always have a hard
price.
time bringing seller down from market value.
Um, I mean, here's the thing, people are either going to sell at a discount or they're not, I mean, that's really all I can tell you. People on the panel might have, a different opinion. I'm totally open to hearing it, but at the end of the day, you got to find the right type of person, somebody that does need to sell, somebody that is in distress, and somebody that is willing to trade potential equity for speed and convenience.
There you go.
What more is there?
So it's a matter of, yeah, it's a matter of remembering, how Brent Daniels aptly puts it. we're not deal makers, we're deal finders. So that's what John is trying to say, is that if they're motivated, if they have some sort of motivation that they want to sell, then you should be able to buy it. If they're just kicking the can or kicking the tires and trying to see if they can get the highest price possible, then they might consider selling. They're not a buyer. They're not sellers. So no matter how good of a negotiator you are, you're more than likely not going to be able to close that deal anyways. But if they have motivation, you just have to dig, because a lot of people won't give you their motivation just, handed over to you. So you got to be digging. You got to be inquisitive and ask questions from different sides and angles until you find that pain point. And that's when you start pushing those pain points. Okay? But that's really it.
You heard what he
It's not
said.
different, between infill or residential or commercial or anything else. There's got to be some motivation.
We've got Mr. Fazio joining
Dan
us,
Fazio.
ladies and gentlemen. Something's going on with Dan. He requested to speak today, ladies and gentlemen. He
Good
he
morning.
wanted to hop up on
Good
the
morning,
stage.
guys.
Good morning, brother.
Well, you know what? I see a lot of people in this audience every single day, and I see people like names like Yolanda Stewart, and I see my guy Mike down there, and I see my people who join us every single day, like who else we got who joins us? Perez, who joins us every single day,
I join
all
every
the
day.
time. Jose is in here. I actually haven't seen Jose in a while, so it's nice to see that name again. Have not seen or talked to Jose in a while. Hope you're doing well, my guy. But I see a lot of the same names every single day. It's specifically, I see names like Yolanda Stewart, and I know that people like Yolanda. Yolanda, how are you doing today? By the way, I see a lot of names like Yolanda who come in here every day, and I feel like you guys are still at the same place that you're at now. I feel like you're very in similar areas in your pathway to success in this business than the first time you even came in here and started interacting with us. And I don't mean to say that as like a shot to you guys or anything like that. If anything, it almost makes me question, if we, drop the ball on our end at all, which I don't think we do. Because I think that no one gives better free content real estate wise than REI Rev. But what I want to know is, what is it that you guys are doing specifically that you feel like is not taking over you the hump that you want to get to? Because I feel like I see a lot of the same names in here constantly all the time, and I don't feel like I'm seeing the growth. And I want to try to figure out how I can diagnose the growth of each of you. So what I want to do for this week is I want to open up my consultation that I normally do for my services. I offer a 30-minute consultation for my services, but what I want to do is I want to open it up to the people in this audience that are struggling with their business and feel like they have not found a way to get to where they want to go. And I do know it's hard, like we always say, right? It's hard sometimes when you're in a group setting to make major strides forward sometimes. Because as we all know, you don't get the most out of a group lesson, you get the most out of a private lesson, right? It's why the rich parents send their rich kids to go get private lessons, to play tennis, to play, to learn how to snow ski, to learn how to snowboard, to learn how to do whatever. They don't take them to group lessons, right? The poor kids go to the group lessons. Right? So it's like the rich parents all send their kids to go with the best instructors and the best of the country and go to the best schools and learn the best information, right, to get them the best opportunities. So there is a benefit to education because I have seen it, right? When I was in the health space, I've seen the difference between the kids that came out of the hood and didn't have the same opportunities as maybe a kid whose parents got him with the best baseball coach in the country and then sent him to IMG Academy because I used to work with those kids and their parents used to pay me a lot of money to work with those kids. And I saw the difference in the number of kids that those kids were compared to the kids who were able to achieve the things that those kids did without the access and the opportunity that those kids had. So what I want to do is I want to give you all ability to be able to access some private sessions with me. And I want to open up my consultation though to see who really needs it and to see where you guys are really at. Because what I don't want is I don't want people in this community who I know, who I've seen, who have given back value. In this. I see so many of you guys giving back value in this community. And you're not getting any value out of it yourself. And I hate to see that more than anything else. You're not getting it. You're giving out a lot of value. You're spending a lot of time in here with us today, but you're not getting it back. And that's what I don't want to see. And to answer AB's question, he says, what's better though, getting it out of the mud or silver spoon fed? I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter, my friend. All that matters is who sits on the top. No one cares how you got there at the end of the day. At the end of the day, no one cares how you got to the top of the mountain. It's just about who sits on the top of the mountain and who's sitting at the bottom. You know, I had a guy one time ask me, he said, if I asked you a question right now and I said, would you rather I give you $1 million right now, or would you rather go earn it yourself? Which one would you choose? And I said, I'd rather go earn and this is when I was stupid, right? This is when I was stupid. This is when I was learning. This is when I was on the come up. And I said, I'd rather earn it. And he said, no. See, that's the question that everybody gets wrong. And that's why the poor stay poor and the rich stay rich. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you got the $1 million. It's what you do with it is what matters. So it doesn't matter if I gave it to you, and it doesn't matter if you got it yourself. All that matters is if you have it or not. And that's the difference between the people who have $1 million and the people who don't have $1 million. So what I want to do is I want to open up my channel in my private consultations and give you guys access to plug yourselves into my schedules to see what I can do or what someone else can do or how I can plug you guys into getting you all the help that you really, truly, specifically need to get you guys where you want to go. So I'm going to drop my calendar link in the side chat, and I want you guys to fill up my schedule, and I want you guys to tell me where you're currently at so I can diagnose where I think you need to go and what I think you need to do. And listen, if it's something that I don't think I can help with, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and I'm going to point you in the right direction of where you can go to take you where you want to go. That's what I am going to do. So whatever we need to do to get those of you who have been in here day after day, you know, hour after hour with us sitting in here, and you haven't gotten to where you want to go, we got to figure out what the solutions need to be. And I don't think, truthfully, that it's a lack of people, you know, not doing the work. I think you guys are doing the work. I just don't think you're applying yourselves in the right way. So I'm going to drop my link over here in the side chat. Schedule a call with me today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and let's figure this shit out. And let me see what I can do to help you.
That's insane. A 30
Ladies and
minute call
gentlemen,
with
if
Dan.
you don't know what kind of value Dan just dropped for you guys, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if his calendar isn't filled, we should just stop. We should just stop this, you know, because there's no way you can get more value here by just hanging out with us than in that 30-minute, because that's concentrated only for you and your business, not generalities, not some, you know, hypothesis or anything like that. It's for you. Take advantage of it. Dan is giving you so much value. I can't believe it. That's insane. More power to you, man. I hope you can handle it. I hope 40 people, 45 people are in here. They better fill it up.
Listen, I will find a way to get value out of it, because I'm sure we'll be able to work
yeah.
a few people into what we're utilizing for our services. But ultimately, that's not what this is for. Ultimately, this is to just talk with you guys one-on-one and really see. Yeah, this is for anyone, guys. This is for wherever you're at. If you feel like you're even if you're making $50,000 a year, $75,000 a year, and you're like, why am I not making $500,000 a year? Why am I still having to go to a W-2 job, work my W-2 job, and I can't make this business my entire life? And this is what I want. Bob, thank you, brother.
Sorry, guys, I got to take off.
Take care, Bob. Thank
We're
you.
wrapping it up. But I want to figure out what is the best way to prepare a call with me. Just come to the call with all of your current issues. Tell me exactly what you're doing, and I will steer it in the right direction to get the most out of you for where I think to find out where you currently at and where you need to go. But we gotta figure out why there's so many of us in here. And at the end of the day, guys, we're a community, right? We're a community, and the leaders at the top, we have to figure out how we can make the most out of the community. Because listen, I don't want a community of 15,000 people and only 20 professionals. That's not what I want. We need a community of 15,000 people and 15,000 people doing the business, as John says. That's what we need. And there's no reason that we shouldn't have that. There's no reason. There is no reason that you guys in here, because I see people who get success in this industry who don't deserve it. And they have gotten success in this industry somehow. So I want to see everyone, especially those of you who deserve it, who put in time, who put in effort, who are doing daily tasks and just not getting to where you want to go. I want to see you guys start putting the pieces together, and I want to figure out why you're not where you want to be, because a lot of times it's just the simple fact of just changing a few things with where you're at and getting you in the direction that you want to go. And I had one guy change my life with one sentence, basically, that pointed me in the right direction. And before that, I was just like you guys. I was spinning my wheels. So I don't want anybody else ever spinning their wheels. I want you guys pull it in the direction that you need to be, that you deserve to be. So let's schedule a call with me. Get on my calendar, please. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out so that when we come in here for 30 minutes a day, that we can all be extremely valuable to each other. Every question that is asked is valuable to each other. No more asking people questions to underwrite a deal that doesn't make any sense, or no more coming in here asking questions that don't really matter. Let's really get ourselves, get our community, get our peers, get each other dialed in, so that we can all get the most out of the community. Because if all of us are really doing this business, think about how much business happens in this server already with the few of us that are actually in here really doing it. So think about how much value we could create, how much value you could pull out of this space if half of the people who are members, just half of the people who are members, we're really pushing the ball, really pushing the effort, really knowing the basics of what to do. Think about how much we could all achieve together. Think about how much money we could all achieve together. As AB says, the top doesn't have to be lonely, because here's the great thing about the top is spaces are unlimited. The spaces are unlimited at the top, and anybody that tells you that the space at the top is limited just doesn't want you to get there. But I'm going to tell you right now, the spaces at the top are unlimited, and there's no reason that you shouldn't have your seat.
Tell him, Dan! Tell him! Tell him! Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, go book your call. Go book your call. Man, this is the best. This is the best, number one, most valuable real estate community in existence. Don't forget it, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, please take some time. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm dropping the links. Follow us on Instagram. Invite somebody you think will benefit from being in proximity with us to come join us on Discord. And we will have a website out here very soon. It's going to be great what we've got going on. We're working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Can't wait to share with all of you. The ball is rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, Hope you have a fantastic day. Let's take this energy and get on the phone. Let's take some action. Let's drop Dan's link one more time. Make sure if you're ready to get on a call with Dan, wherever you're at in your business, go and consult with him. And we will catch you here tomorrow, same time, same place. Love y'all.